Welcome friends, how are you doing? These videos, which have become a feature for me, to break open the Word of God with you and to share my reflections. This Sunday, our parish youth group put our reflection together for you. I invited them to break open their understanding of the Word of God in the message of today's Gospel, which is from John's Gospel, chapter 14, 1 to 12. The theme of the Gospel, I am the way, the truth and the life. Let us see how they got on.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence.
And what is my favorite room? Obviously, right now I'm in it. My living room is, it's just a place where we watch TV, movies, and just have a gathering and have a wonderful time. You know, it's nice just to obviously have that special time with your family, just to obviously make them so you appreciate them even more when they're not around. So yeah, the living room is my favorite place in the house, as it's where we reflect and where we bind as a whole community.
My favourite room in their house for lockdown has definitely been the study, because it's where I do my schoolwork, it's where I'm actually very fortunate to be able to have online drama lessons. So in this room I take the drama lessons and I get to catch up with my friends that I took for granted, just being able to see them and spend time with them.
That's been the most important to me during this lockdown is definitely our living room. It's not normally a room that I find myself in a lot of the time, but over the last few weeks I'm definitely in there a lot more. I come down in the evenings because that's where my family is, and actually spending that quality time together has been really important during all this. It's also the room where we've been doing loads of video chats with our family and friends from up down the country. So our living room is definitely our little hub of connection and communication with the outside world.
The most important room for me during lockdown has been the kitchen, because it's where we're doing all our cooking and baking and where we sit down together as a family for meals, which we wouldn't have done as much before because we're all getting in at different times. It also backs onto the garden, where we play outside almost every day.
I feel that our dining room has definitely been the most important room during our lockdown, because it has given my family and I a chance to sit down and eat together, which we don't normally get to do.
The room that's been most important to me during this quarantine is actually the dining room. My husband and I made a quarantine resolution to eat more meals at the dining room table rather than in front of the TV, and that's been a really nice thing to be able to spend that quality time with each other and concentrate on each other. It's been really nice.
Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa.
My favourite room during lockdown has been the living room, and I think that's because it's been kind of the centre of activity in the house. It's been where we've enjoyed social time together. We've watched a film together. We've relaxed together. We read here. I work in here, and it's just been the room that I think has been the busiest room in the house. So for me, it's been where we've been able to come together as a family and really spend some precious time together.
My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise.
My favourite room during lockdown has definitely become the kitchen. We've only recently moved into our house, and anywhere I've lived in the past, the kitchen's been relatively small, and the only thing that we've been able to do in it is just cook. So one of the real appeals for us for this house was the fact that it had a big kitchen and we could get a big dining table in there. And it really has, in this time, become everything I wanted it to be. Everything that the kitchen of my youth was, we do everything in the kitchen. So we play games at the table, I do my work during the day, we sit and have cups of tea, obviously we eat our meals, and the kitchen's really just where everything sort of takes place. And it's got that real nice feeling about it. Now, we are very lucky that we've got an open fire in the kitchen, so on a Saturday morning when I don't have to get the laptop out or work, it really has that lovely atmosphere where we put the fire on if it's cold and have our breakfast.
I will trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore.
I've seen the love of God through my family because we're always there for each other, being positive to one another and making the best out of a really difficult situation. Especially my brother Noah, because he'll play with us, he'll laugh with us, and if we're feeling especially down, he'll brighten our moods, and we're just getting to spend that quality time with one another that we probably won't get to spend with one another ever again.
The time that I've felt God's presence the most is probably when I've missed everything the most. I've realised that I myself was taking everything probably a little bit for granted, and I know that when we get back to normal life it'll be really nice to be able to hug family members again, see my friends, have a laugh, go to church, and I know that it'll be something I'm going to be really thankful to God for, that everybody's safe and I can be with my loved ones.
I felt God close to me during this time, especially when I realised what families are going through, and I think that God is helping us get through it and making us thankful for what we have.
Failures you won't walk out, your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace.
Where I've seen and felt God the most at the moment is probably when I'm at work. I'm very lucky to be able to work in the emergency department at the Queen's Medical Centre, and seeing the staff and the patients and all those little interactions of care, of support, of love, to me is God and how he works, and it's just been really lovely and really special to be a part of.
You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, my lighthouse.
I've seen God at work in the small acts of kindness that people have been doing for each other. I think I've seen it in how, you know, people have been and fetched shopping for us, people have been to the chemist for us. I've seen it in those really simple ways, those simple actions, those little things that people have done for each other that have kept people going and have meant so much to people. And have really helped people through this difficult time.
I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the
I've felt particularly close to God during this time by seeing people's actions and the way that they have responded to other people's needs. It's been a really tough and difficult time, but it really has brought out the best in people. People are doing things for other people without being asked. They're dropping things off on doorsteps, they're making phone calls, they're being far more conscious about being a nice person and actually being a missionary disciple than ever before, and I think it's wonderful.
I've seen the love of God during lockdown in the clapping for the NHS because it shows how much the nation supports the key workers in what they're doing.
You will lead us through the storms. Fire before us, you're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms.
Wow! I could lose my job if I'm not careful. That was amazing. Thank you, youth group, for doing such an amazing job. You have given us some real concrete points for us to look at and develop in our own understanding of today's gospel. May God bless you all.
I will trust the promise.